Welcome back to Comic Universe, the only nerd-centric thing you need in your life. And today we got some news out of Netflix. That's right, we've got some big news coming out of Netflix. Now, obviously with their animation department, Netflix can be really hit and miss. But lately, Netflix animation department has really been killing it lately. Like, they are really stepping up their game in terms of their animation department. Of course, with Voltron Legendary Defender, which is coming upon its final season. We also have Hilda, which is an amazing show. I recommend everyone check out Hilda if you're a Gravity Falls fan. Check out, those shows. We also have others that have, of course, Castlevania. And their animation and shows are really stepping up. And it looks like they're not letting up. And in fact, we're getting more adult-oriented shows, but not so much for comedy, but more for, dramatization, which I think we can all agree that we can thank Castlevania for having an adult animated show, but no need for burping and fart jokes, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's not a comedy. There are comedies on there like Big Mouth and what have you, and BoJack Horseman. But yeah, Castlevania was the one that I think really opened the door for several of these animated shows. And the big one that of course we're here to talk about is Pacific Rim. That's right, Pacific Rim is getting an animated series. Now, it's interesting to note that this isn't the first time they talked about an animated series. Like, this has been in talks for a while, and it was actually supposed to be on a syndicated TV show channel. Like, it was originally I heard there was supposed to be a on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon for a Pacific Rim animated show way back when the movie was out. But now that we have Netflix, of course it was going to go there. Now, the story is that it's about a brother and sister who are looking for their parents in the midst of the kaiju war, after finding an abandoned Jaeger. So it's them going cross country to find their parents in an abandoned Jaeger. That sounds pretty good. What I imagine is that this is going to be set. Before the first movie. Like, this is going to be set before the first movie. And there's a lot, like, several years before the first movie's timeline. So, I think that's really cool that, the way it sounds, because Uprising, why did I say Aftermath? Pacific Rim Uprising didn't really have a lot for, there was a comic in between to bridge the gap, but I don't think you could do a whole story around, like, set in between that timeline. But, I think, set in the time when the kaiju attacks were a constant, that's perfect timing. Now, the series showrunners really got me interested. The two main showrunners are Craig Kyle, the head writer of Thor Ragnarok, and of course one of Marvel's major writers. Craig Kyle also wrote a lot of X-Men comics. And speaking of X-Men, we have Greg Anderson, the co-writer and co-creator of X-Men Evolution, a part of this show too. So you've got, two guys. Craig Kyle also helped with X-Men Evolution. He's also done a ton of animation, and the co-creator of X-Men Evolution. That's perfect. That's a great team right there. Hopefully the animation will be good. I really hope that we get some good animation. Like, you can either have, some kick-ass animation in the vein of Castlevania and what have you, or we could have, I'm really afraid we might get, like, Kong of the King of the Apes level animation. I just want good animation. Like, I want animation in the vein, like, I would really dig animation in the vein of, like, Voltron Legendary Defender or something like that. That's what I want. That's what I really hope for. Anyway, so that's what I really like about this, is that, Pacific Rim, opens itself for an animated series. And this, once again, shows that Netflix is really, becoming a juggernaut. It's really becoming a juggernaut with all these animated shows. And now I think they're really stepping up their animation game. There were a few other animated shows that were announced, such as an Altered Carbon animated series, which will be an anime series created by Studio Gonzo, which of course were behind Afro Samurai and several other anime. I have not seen Altered Carbon yet. I have not watched that yet, so I can't really tell you how that is as a show. I've been meaning to watch Altered Carbon. So who knows? Maybe I can, finally get into that now. But yeah. Anyway, so also another animated show that is coming out that actually surprised me, and I was like, wow, I really want to watch this right now, is called Yosuke. Yosuke, for those who are unaware, this is actually going to be loosely based on a historical figure. You see, Yosuke was an actual person in Japan, but he wasn't of Japanese descent. He was initially a slave that was brought over to Japan, and as the story goes, and this is going to sound a little weird, and keep in mind, this is history, apparently as the story goes, of the story of Yosuke, Yosuke, like I said, was a slave who was brought to Japan and brought before a shogun. The shogun, who had never seen a black person before, was like, why did you bring a dirty person into my court, and tried to have him washed? And when the shogun realized that was his skin, he became so enamored by Yosuke, he took him, he bought him, and then proceeded to eventually help make him a samurai. So yes, there was actually a real-life Afro samurai in history. That's actually the story of the character of Afro Samurai is loosely based on Yosuke. So I think it's really cool that Yosuke is getting his own animated series. I think that's really cool. I don't know, obviously there's going to be some anime shenanigans in there, but the fact that we're getting, the story of one of the most interesting and forgotten characters is really cool. So I think that's really neat. But I really want to check out, those are the two that, there was a few other animated series announcements which I did not manage to find out more about. Those Altered Carbon, Yosuke, and Pacific Rim were the three major ones that I could only find information on. But yeah, Pacific Rim, the animated series, I'm all in for that. I want to see, of course, the designs for the kaiju. I really want to see designs for, how the kaiju are going to look. I really want to see just some balls-to-the-wall action in here. I really want to see some just insane, just total chaos in here with these, and some cool Jaeger fights. But yeah, I'm just totally down for it. And once again, Netflix is proving to be a juggernaut, and their animation department is starting to really step up their game. You can really see, again, with Voltron, Castlevania, Hilda, and a few other animated shows, they're clearly proving to really step up their game. So yeah, I'm all in. But you guys tell us here in the comments below, what do you guys think of Pacific Rim getting an animated series, and what do you think of Altered Carbon and Yosuke animated series? Comment below, let us know here, are you guys excited? Which one are you excited more for? Are you guys excited to see the creative teams behind Pacific Rim and have Gonzo do something for Netflix, which I think is really cool? But yeah, just comment below, let us know here at the Youniverse, and if you're new here, remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications, and share all across with your friends and family, all across social media, and yeah, see you once more in the Youniverse.